Welcome back to another episode of Excalibur CCG TV's Talking Comics. We are your hosts. I'm Randy.
I am Mark.
And we are going to be talking about new comics on the shelf for Wednesday, May 30th,
Yes.
2018.
Yes.
Almost forgot it. We are here in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we have another shop in Texarkana, Texas. You can go to our website, ExcaliburCCG.com, or our Facebook page to find directions or a phone number to either of the stores in order to come and see us. Peruse the everything.
Yes. Everything.
Everything. We announced last week that, once again, we are working with GeekCon to sell the tickets for the convention that happens August 17th through the 19th. I took a moment, but I had it. So you can buy either your Saturday or your weekend passes. Saturday passes are $20 and weekend is $25.
That's the only two we have, and that's the only two we're going to have. We're not going to have Sundays, so.
Yes, if you're looking for Sunday, Friday, or, well, there are no kids.
There are no kids tickets.
Or VIP tickets. You've got to go to the GeekCon's website to figure out how to get a hold of those. Beyond that, they have lots of fun guests, comic book, cult, pop, whatever, culture related. I guess since we're talking about a thing called GeekCon, we'll call it Geek Culture.
Yeah, I guess.
So, you know, Mick Foley from WWE fame, Chris Sarandon, and John Wesley Shipp, Eric Estrada, the
yes,
Helen Slater,
Helen Slater, Mike Grell, the comic book side.
Yes,
David Lucas,
John Lucas, and Joel Eisma. There are a handful of them. They will be here to sign comics, to possibly answer the phone, and draw comics, own comics for you, whatnot. So be prepared for that, because it should be some fun. We will have plenty of Mike Grell and Joel Eisma and whatever other comics, John Lucas comics within the store here, that if you're needing something to have them sign, we've got it. So this is the 30th.
Yeah, and it's the fifth week. And it's a weird fifth week.
Yes, because we're not used to, like last week, it seemed much more like a fifth week to me, because there was almost nothing to talk about.
But this week, there's too much.
Yes.
We don't even have everything here.
Yeah, they're trying to make the fifth week relevant again. I don't know. It's
make the fifth week great again.
Yeah, it's it's usually a very light week for DC Comics, in which they may put out some annuals, but they're doing something else a little more fun. And Mark, you can start us off by talking about what that is.
Sure. The first one of the fun bunch is they're doing another round of Hanna-Barbera team-ups. And the first one I've got is Aquaman Jabberjaw by Dan Abnett and Jeff Parker. Paul Pelletier, haven't seen his name in a long time. I always liked his art.
Yes.
When the town of Amnesty Island is besieged by a series of shark attacks, authorities call Aquaman for help. What's unusual about this case is that the shark isn't trying to kill people, he just wants to talk to them. The very confused Jabberjaw needs to get back to Aqualand, the future undersea utopia where he came from. But that peaceful city where man and sentient sea life have been living in harmony has been turned into a dystopian nightmare created by a new ocean master. Now the King of Atlantis and his friendly shark ally have to team up to set things right. Also includes a Captain Caveman meets the wizard Shazam in a short story by Jeff Parker and Scott Collins. Which, Jeff Parker, yes, I'm not that big on Scott Collins, but
I'm not either, but I love Jeff Parker's writing.
But this sounds. I'm going to get all four of these for sure. I love these things.
Somewhere in your books that you'll be talking about here, you're going to get a Jabberjaws reference somewhere. Later.
Okay.
Just be on the lookout for it. I saw that and had to laugh.
Okay.
All right. Also, within the Hanna-Barbera DC universe, we have Black Lightning Hong Kong Fooey
Yes.
special.
Yes.
Number 1. Yes, this is going to be awesome. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, guys.
Brian Hill and Dennis Cohen will be on for the first story, and Jeff Parker teams with Scott Collins for
another one.
So I guess they may be doing all the backups.
Maybe. Could be.
That are going on here. In the first one, back from Vietnam, Kung Fu Master Hong Kong Fooey has set up his own detective agency in the inner city. Meanwhile, Jefferson Pierce, who is also known by now, if you've been watching the show, as Black Lightning, has uncovered a plot by 3 assassins to collect the components of a sacred text revealing the darkest secrets of the martial arts magic. And they'll kill anyone who owns them, including a dog who's also a Vietnam vet and a Kung Fu master who holds the last chapter of the book. That is Hong Kong Fooey.
Quicker than the human eye.
Quicker than the human eye. Plus, there's going to be a tale of the Funky Phantom as he goes toe-to-toe with the Spectre.
Oh, cool.
By Parker and Collins.
Okay. I love the Funky Phantom.
Good little team up on both of those.
Yep. Okay, I'm moving on to Dark Horse here.
I'm actually excited about this book.
Blackwood, number 1 of 4. Evan Dorkin.
That's one of the reasons why.
Veronica Fish.
That's another.
From the multi-Eisner Award-winning creator of Beast of Burden and the artist of Archie and Slam, comes a supernatural fantasy about a magical murder in a sorcery school. When 4 teenagers with haunted pasts enroll in Blackwood College, a school that trains students in the occult, their desire to enhance their supernatural abilities and bond with others is hampered by an undead dean's curse. Dean Wormer. Dean Worm food.
That'd be awesome.
Ghosts in their dorm, a mischievous 2-headed mummy chimp, a plague of mutant insects, and the discovery of an ancient evil that forces our heroes to undergo a crash course in the occult for the sake of the world.
Sweet. 4-issue series.
4-issue series.
Totally excited, stoked for August previews for Dark Horse shows that there's a new Beast of Burden miniseries.
Yes, I saw that.
However, Jill Thompson isn't doing the art.
Oh,
that
no.
really bums me out
man.
because that made half the story right there.
That was a great creative team.
Yeah, absolutely. The third Hanna-Barbera DC special is Flash Speed Buggy Special. Scott Lobdell, Brett Booth will be the creative team here. Now, this is possibly one of the most confusing write-ups I've read, because it goes in one direction, and then all of a sudden it just like changes and seems to drop what they're talking about.
Okay.
When Wally West tries to take down Kilgore, he's stunned to find he has an unknown ally who can move just as fast as he can. Okay, sets it up. He's going to fight Kilgore. Dr. Purnell, the brilliant Star Lab scientist who has found a way to power his buggy using the Speed Force, is who that is. When the Flash agrees to help test the limits of the vehicle in a race, something happens that sends them spiraling out of the Speed Force and into the unknown. They land in the post-apocalyptic future, but Dr. Purnell is gone, leaving only the buggy, which is now sentient. Together, his new atmospheric ally, the Flash must find a way to repair the time stream and to stop the triple threat of Savitar, Speed Demon Buggy, and Reverse Speed Buggy. So what happened to Kilgore?
Don't know.
It's just gone from the whole story.
Yep. I don't know.
It turns out they're lost in time now and having to find a way home.
Kilgore is doing whatever he was going to do.
I don't know, but that
maybe he created the apocalyptic future.
They started writing something, and then he's like, "Wait, no, this isn't a good story," and he wrote something else and forgot. Like,
we'll see how it plays out.
To delete all of the. I don't know.
I'm moving on to Marvel. Another Infinity Countdown tie-in. This is Infinity Countdown Captain Marvel #1 by Jim McCann, Diego. Olortegui. Olortegui I am. Carol Danvers is crossed.
Oh, you missed the Jabberjaws.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I didn't read the cover artist.
So I just thought that was kind of awesome. Lee. I was looking at this like, why is Lee the only...
Carol Danvers has crossed the borders. Carol Danvers has crossed the borders of reality itself and returned in possession of the Reality Stone. And with it has contacted the Marvels of many worlds. Join the Captain's Marvel, plural, for a cross-time adventure into the nature of the Infinity Stones. And I think the cover has like Monica Rambeau in her Captain Marvel outfit, and the original Captain Marvel, and Carol Danvers Captain Marvel. So I guess she's going to team up with Captain Marvels from different times.
So they're the Captain Marvel's core, which is actually really hard to say, especially if you say it incorrectly. Captain Marvel's corpse.
Well, the original Captain Marvel's corpse. She might team up with
This is you're correct. All right, from Image Comics, we have Last Siege #1, 8-issue limited series. We'll say that because it's not mini, it's not maxi. This
midi series.
This person is the New York Times best-selling author.
Okay.
Don't know what the book is that was on that list, but Landry Q. Walker teams with the artist from Stumptown and a couple of other things, Justin Greenwood. This tale of desperation, blood, and loss. I would be desperate if I had blood loss.
Oh, yeah.
It says this is... Oh, no, I'm not reading that because I don't like mashup things here.
Okay.
Atmospheric, gritty, medieval war story as a mysterious stranger arrives at a castle overrun with brutal soldiers hell-bent on slurping the throne of the rightful heir, an 11-year-old girl. Now that's... What a way to pick a fight.
Wow.
Stealing candy from a child.
Taking her lunch money.
That's right.
And her kingdom.
That would totally be me.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is one of the big ones.
Absolutely.
We didn't cover was Doomsday Clock #5 actually drops this week, but we didn't cover that because it's big, but it's just
everybody's getting it.
Yeah. But this is the huge big one from DC. Man of Steel #1 of 6. I think this is a weekly.
Yeah.
Running all through June and the last part of May. Of course, Brian Bendis. Joe Prado in the art, Ivan Reis for the art. A new era begins for Superman as a threat from his earliest origins reemerges to destroy the last son of Krypton. As Superman struggles to come to grips with what has happened to his wife and son. Don't know about that. He must also face a new threat that's determined to burn down Metropolis. So I don't know if that's the same threat. I don't know if there's 3 threats going on here, or if there's just one threat that's done everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, this obviously continues if you read Action 1000. Continues from the Bendis story in there. I know there was a Bendis story in the DC Nation thing, but I didn't read it, so I don't know if it ties into this or if it's something different.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know if there's 3 threats or if there's one threat doing everything. Or
there was a lot of speculation if they were going to Mephisto Superman in this. But I think that solicitations for August have kind of negated that theory.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't do that.
Yeah. This begins the beginning of the multi-decade run of Bendis in DC Comics, if his run on Marvel says anything.
Yeah.
There. So, Aftershock Comics, next one here. The next part of Pestilence. This is called The Story of Satan, #1.
First Pestilence was pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting this one to be equal.
It's the same creative team, Frank Thierry, Oleg Okunev, and Tim Bradstreet on the covers. So with this, the year is now 1353. The year in the book, not right now, because I told you at the beginning of the video it's 2018.
Sure.
The fugitive, Roderick Helms, has retreated to a life of hidden seclusion. I'm really confused why there are all of these
dashes.
Dashes separating words. Seclu, shun. After failing to expose the church's role in the Black Death, but something threatens to bring him back into action. Something has risen which will threaten to transform the waning plague into a far more darker and sinister crisis. What could that be? Could it be none other than Satan himself? Most likely because that is the title of this.
Well,
miniseries.
isn't that special?
That is.
All right.
Awesome.
Going back to Marvel for this one. Star Wars, Lando, Double or Nothing, #1 of 5. Rodney Barnes writing, Paolo Vanilla, Milli Vanilli, Vanilla Ice, Villanelli. Okay.
Sure.
And the great W. Scott Forbes doing the covers. Straight from the frames of the highly anticipated film Solo, a Star Wars story, swaggers a young and somehow even cockier Lando Calrissian. Okay. Before his days in the Rebellion, before he ran Cloud City, even before he lost the Millennium Falcon, comes this tale of Lando's adventures and misadventures in search of love and money, leading right up to his appearance in Solo. Solo. Which I'm actually going to see tonight. Yes, I'm going to see a movie.
I'm not sure when I'm going to make it to there. We haven't even discussed. Usually it's like something's out and we're like, hey, when are we going? It hasn't even been a subject in the house. So I'm not sure.
Summer movie burnout already.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something else I saw and was more excited about than that. But, you know.
I don't know if I'm really excited about going, but I'm going.
But you're going. You got a ticket.
I got a free ticket.
All right, finally, from DC Comics, we have the Super Sons Dino Mutt special. Peter Tomasi, Fernando Pasarin, who is a frequent collaborator with Tomasi, will be the awesome creative team because, I mean, Pasarin's art is great. It's no fun for John Kent to be visiting Big City with his parents for the funeral of an old friend. So his best pal, Damian Wayne, decides to follow along and give him the inside scoop on the city. How does Damian know about Big City?
I don't know.
I don't
He
know.
knows everything.
A lot of research.
Yeah.
He's like Batman. He's prepared for everything. He is the greatest Boy Scout. But when they go to meet Robin's local friend, Dynamut, they find him injured and in need of help. And can Dynamut really be injured?
Well, he can be
Broken? Dynamut's human superhero companion, Blue Falcon, has seemingly turned evil. What's the reason for this betrayal between once loyal companions, and what role might the real evil Red Vulture? Is that right? Is that from Dynamut?
Oh, it might be. It sounds vaguely familiar.
I don't recall, but play in this scenario. So that's
This one
fun
should be
written
awesome.
all over
Yeah.
it. Actually, all of them sound
Yeah,
really
they do.
good.
They all sound pretty cool. Well, I mean, the last round was pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, but well, the last round was Looney Tunes.
No, they did
teamed up, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they did a Space Ghost, Green Lantern, and
Oh yeah, they did. They did.
Booster Gold, Fred Flintstone.
I was thinking that it was just they did all the reimagining of like the Scooby Apocalypse and Jetsons and all that stuff.
Well, they did that too.
But yeah,
they've done
everything.
they've done another round of Hanna-Barbera before.
Is that everything that we have to talk about?
I got one more.
One more. Is it a big one?
More. It's pretty big.
Pretty big.
It's pretty big. If you're a fan of a guy named Peter Parker.
Oh, okay. I know a lot of people who are.
AKA the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, he's not spectacular?
He is, well, he's spectacular, sensational, friendly. Neighborhoody, and whatever
Anything
other
else.
adjective they've
But
stuck
right
in front
now.
of his name. Right now he's amazing, and he's on the issue number 800. This is Dan Slott and Stuart Eminem and the infamous Various. Dan Slott's last issue? Or does he have a swan song after this one?
I honestly don't remember. I think he might have a swan song.
Dan Slott and Stuart Eminem are joined by many of the artists who made the last 10 years of Spider-Man so amazing. Some would argue it's not so amazing, but, you know. The biggest Peter Parker Norman Osborn story of all time unfolds over one 80-page story, a scope unmatched in comics. Who lives, who dies, and what scars will Spider-Man bear from here on out?
This is a comic that could make or break the value of Amazing 261, whatever the first normie
Yeah,
appearance
yeah.
is. So, there you have it. A lot of big ones, a lot of fun ones that are coming out here. The ending of an era of the I think it is, because I think next month starts the Amazing Spider-Man or #1. But
Dan Slott on there for a long time. Some would say too long.
Yeah, he had lots of good stories, lots of
some
Luke Warren stories.
Yeah,
you know, there was
some good, some bad, just like anybody else's long.
Right.
On a book.
Yeah, and the beginning of the era of Bendis on Superman. So
and Nick Spencer taking over Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, who's his artist?
Ryan Otley.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's some of Otley. Well, yeah, that may be some of Otley's first work with Marvel Comics.
Might be.
So,
Yes.
pretty big. Now on to our segment where we talk about old and new comics favorites that we look at fondly. Mark, I'm going to let you start it off.
All right. This actually, in honor lieu of Fantastic Four coming back. This was actually the first Fantastic Four book I bought off the shelf. I had been reading comics for a while before I got into Fantastic Four. This is Fantastic Four number 138. For some reason, I guess the cover caught my little kid's eye. This is, the Fantastic Four is kind of split up in this era. This is Jerry Conway writing, John Buscema with the art, and Wyatt Wingfoot is graduating from college, I think, and Ben and Johnny go out back to, I think it's Oklahoma, where his tribe is, to celebrate, and wind up running into Mr. Miracle, or the Miracle Man. Sorry about that. The last time they fought him, he was pretty much a joke, because he had a few mental powers, but that was it. But his game has been raised in this one, and he can do a lot more stuff, so Johnny and Ben have their hands full. This actually ends on a cliffhanger where I think Reed comes back to help in the next issue. But Medusa's hanging out with him at this time. Fun stuff, fun story. I believe, if I remember correctly, I bought the Marvel's Greatest Comics the same month as this back then. And so I was reading the old Kirby reprints at the same time that I was reading the new stuff. So
Pretty
best of both worlds back then. Same with Spider-Man and Marvel Tales. So it was cool stuff.
Cool. For me, I was lukewarm to the first issue. Second issue probably sold me. Dead Hand number 2. We still have the first one available. Second one is on the shelf as well. I'm holding it in hand here. With this one, it's Kyle Higgins, who has been around at DC Comics, and most notably right now he's writing all the Shattered Grid stuff with Power Rangers that's red hot. Yeah. And Stephen Mooney, who's from Angel fame, but more importantly, Half Past Danger.
Yeah.
Love that series. And what you have here, it's starting to ravel a little more what the mystery is behind things. Roger was this super spy for the U.S. and would go do secret missions, discover this something called the Dead Hand in Mother Russia. And with the first issue, you see that there's some traveler who's come across this nation in the mountains, or this town in the mountains, and everybody's shocked to find a traveler there. And he, of course, mentions the Dead Hand. But you find that this little Mayberry town is not really even in the U.S. And it's hidden away in this little pocket town.
Interesting.
Yeah, mountains like in Russia or something. But the lady on the cover is the French spy. Renee is her name, and she worked frequently with Roger on many missions, betraying him on some, saving his Tukas on others. And the two of them are, for some reason, residents in this town now. And the cliffhanger ending as to who and what this little boy is that they're having to protect is spooky on many levels here. And she's dangerous. He's, her daughter in the book is kind of figuring that the sheriff, who is Roger, is dangerous, but she maybe even more so. So, just the spy intrigue. And
is this an ongoing, or is this?
Yeah. As far as I know, right now, I've never seen anything that said miniseries.
Okay.
Of course, I've seen other ones that didn't say that.
It's true.
And then they go, now it's an ongoing. You know,
Right.
okay, but as long as he keeps telling the stories like this, and doesn't do the decompressed where it just takes 10 issues before they reveal one little thing,
Right.
it's going to have a good pace and work very well.
Cool.
But they, wasn't sure. Shaky first start, very solid second start there.
Cool.
So, two good ones. Who did we say was the art here?
John Buscema.
Buscema and Ordway was.
Buscema, Joe Sennett inking him.
But was Ordway writing it?
No, Jerry Conway.
Jerry Conway.
Yeah,
That's what you said.
this actually, Buscema took over after Kirby left, and his run was pretty long. It went to probably up around 150.
And so Byrne followed him.
Byrne was later.
Was Byrne that much?
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
okay.
George Perez did a run after Buscema left.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I just you always hear Kirby and you hear Byrne is like the big runs on Fantastic Four.
Both very good. Both very, very good.
So I was thinking one followed the other. But
Actually, Walt Simonson had a pretty good run on FF in the 400s.
Walt
Early,
Simonson
late
has good runs on just about
300s. Yeah, he
everything.
does. It's true. Very true.
Just saying. Yeah, it happens. Okay. Comic book news before we.
Gosh, it seems like I read something today, but it's gone.
It's gone.
Sorry.
Well, we can talk about it in the comments if there's any comic book news.
Sure.
To talk about. So, do your usual thing here with the video. Like, subscribe, share, and comment in the video about the books that you're picking up here. Are you on board for the Man of Steel series? Hopefully, we will have enough copies for everybody that wants one of that and Amazing Spider-Man.
I would think we ordered big on those.
I would too, but you never know who's going to come in and
It's true.
try to get one of everything.
Yeah.
We'll see. We also, tell us if you've read about Miracle Man in Fantastic Four, how you liked Dead Hand so far. Beyond that, anything else to add here? Okay, we are Excalibur Comics, Cards and Games in Shreveport, Louisiana. We have our Texarkana store as well. Go to our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. You can pre-order books. You can add books to your pull list.
Yep.
You can see what's coming out new that week.
Yep.
It's helpful in all ways. Beyond that, read great comics,
Subscribe to our channel, comment,
comment,
whatever.
yeah, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.